Hey, this is Lisa Allen, and in this video I'm going to do a quick walkthrough of the new Cloud Prospect Machine by Steve Ben. Now, this tool is designed for local business consultants to help them find leads to perform services for. Now, as a local business consultant, if you're one of those people who's working that industry, you know that there are an awful lot of little mom and pop businesses and medium-sized businesses and even large businesses who really don't have it together when it comes to their website and being mobile friendly. And since Google has just made this a really big part of the algorithm, it's important that those people be able to find somebody to help them with this, because a lot of times they're really good at running their business, but they're not so good at the technology. And so this tool helps local business consultants find the people who need them most. And now this is something too that it took me a while to really understand, as I used to be just a consumer instead of a marketing person, and I really hated marketing at the time because I always kind of felt like I was being a little bit manipulated. But then at some point I realized that in order for a person to get the help they need, somebody has to be advertising it, because if there was no advertisement, there would be no way for the people who have what you need to connect with the people who actually need it. So when you're marketing based on what people actually need and you're providing what they need honestly, then you're really helping them. And so marketing and going out and finding these kinds of clients who need you actually is really good business, and it's beneficial. And so tools like this are really good. So this one is called Cloud Prospect Machine, and it is basically to help you find clients who need your help with making their websites mobile friendly so that the Google algorithm update doesn't knock them out. And it's actually really pretty cool. Now I like to do honest reviews, and so if there's something that's bad about an app, I will mention it. If there's things that are good about it, I'll mention those too, and then you can make the decision as to whether that meets your particular needs. So Mobile Cloud Prospector, there are a bunch of things here in the dashboard. Most of the ones that come in the front end of the offer are these four: Mobile Prospector, Mobile Friendly Test, Mobile Site Builder, and Site Auditor. And then there are some upsells where you can get these extra features if you want them. So since this is really only the front end, is the first four, that's all I'm really going to talk about in this video. But some of these other features are pretty neat. The Yellow Pages lead finder is neat. It allows you to find people who maybe don't have a website, but they're in the Yellow Pages. They don't have a website, or they don't have a Bing presence, or they don't have a Facebook presence, and it allows you to kind of prospect and see what kind of services you could offer them. But let's go to the Mobile Prospector, and what you do is that you can search for businesses that don't have mobile websites by keyword. So maybe I'm looking for a chiropractor in Chandler, Arizona, and that's the area that I want to search for. Now, chiropractors often have websites, but as they're usually good at helping people with their back and their muscles, and maybe they're not so good at web stuff. And so this is a great opportunity for you as a consultant to hook up with somebody who needs you and help them do their business better. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put in the keyword, then we're going to choose the Google domain. Now you can see that there's a choice of different domains, so if you are in a different country other than US, this will still work for you because you'll be able to leverage area specific Googles. And then you can choose the maximum number of URLs that you want to work with. Now you might want to limit the query a little bit and keep it a little bit on the small side, because it does take some time to go out and get all the information that it gets, because it actually has to go and not only find the names of the businesses, but then it does things like go and find their website, check if they have a mobile website. It looks for their email address and a whole bunch of other things. So it does take some time for it to do that. So you kind of want to limit it to just a few to start with. So we're going to start finding non-mobile websites, and you can see that it is status down here as it's in the queue. So it's going and finding all of these, and so now it's in analysis. So it's nice that it's updating and letting you know a little bit, because sometimes I've seen websites or tools where when they're doing something, it doesn't look like they're working, and after a while, even though there's just a little spinny thing, if there's no other updates, you kind of wonder if it's timed out on you and it's ever really going to come back. And so it's nice that this one keeps giving you a visual cue that it's working. So it's found some sites, now it's analyzing the sites, and if you have this set for too many, you might want to just go and get yourself a glass of water, or go do something else for a few minutes while it finishes doing its analysis. Even though this does take a little bit of time for it to analyze, if you can imagine going and doing all this research yourself for this particular keyword and finding 10 and finding all their email addresses and finding all their websites and checking their websites to see if they're mobile friendly, do they have a mobile website, all of that stuff, that would actually take you significantly longer to do than what it's doing here. Okay, so now it says it's completed. Alright, so once it's completed, if you want to just view the results, you click on the question mark and it takes you down. You can see that my tasks are still up here, and it saved these for me, so if I want to come back to these later, I don't have to rerun the search all over again, which I think is a really nice feature. So it found 13 websites for chiropractor Chandler AZ, and let's see, chiropractor Austin, so that's probably not even in Chandler. And it tells you whether it's mobile ready. It gives you their score, and then here we've got contact emails. Actually look at the websites if you want to, just by clicking on the link. And if there's some that are really completely inappropriate, like domains at office site, that's probably not their real email address, so you would probably want to just get rid of that one. And let's see, Chandler Pain Clinic, probably want to get rid of this one as well, because this doesn't really look very much like the real email address. I think it's using the Whois records to get information here. So the results might not always be exactly perfect, but they are pretty good, and so you can instantly see which ones that maybe you should look at further. So CS Wellness Center and Grant Chiro, both of these, their sites are not mobile friendly. And if you want to preview the mobile ready report so you can see what's actually wrong with their account, it opens up another window and gives you the mobile report. Score of 67, so the content is wider than the screen. It shows you what it looks like, and this is really useful to be able to show the business owner exactly what is wrong with their website, because if you just walk in and say, hey, this is wrong, your website is not mobile ready, they don't really get it. But when you show them on the screen what a mobile viewer is going to look at and is going to see, then that makes it a little bit easier for them to understand what the problem is. And so, but it tells you which of the tests it passed, which is actually really nice. So we looked at that one. Let's look at this one, and let's preview their mobile ready report. This one, the content is also wider than the screen, and the links are too close together, which makes it hard for a person on mobile to click the right link or tap the right link. And so this shows you that that's not, although it looks like we've got a little tiny menu. It looks like they almost went mobile ready, but not quite, which is kind of weird. We got some stuff not showing up there either. So maybe they're getting a start on this one, but haven't yet. So this is really useful. Now, once you have found some clients that maybe you want to try, you can see we've got them checked. So let's do generate the prospects reports, and it brings you over here to generate a submission. So we've got these two clients, we've got emails, and let's see, we could probably add an email here. Yeah, I think we can add an email here if you want to go, because they don't have a good email shown, but you could probably dig that up if you wanted to. Then you're allowed to put in these profiles that will kind of like pre-fill the report, and it's actually generating the report for you with all of your information pre-filled. You can even add a logo here, browse and add your logo, put in your first and last name, your business address, and you can save these as profiles in here. So if you maybe have a couple of different ways that you like to list yourself, maybe you have them different depending on which niche you're going after. So you can actually save these profiles, and you can see there's some test profiles saved over here. But you can save the profile so that it makes it a lot easier to fill out the report fields instead of having to do that by hand every time. And so once that's all filled in, then you also can add like a YouTube video. You can choose to send it through Mandrill, or you can send it through a custom POP3 server of your own. Then there's some other things, some tags that you can put inside the email template so that you can format that exactly how you want, which makes it really, really nice. And then here's your, you can write the email, what you wanted in it there. Click send test email to my email address, or you can send the emails to all the clients, and you will do it right from in here. Makes it really simple, super easy to just find clients and go after them as leads without having to spend a lot of time working up, oh, what do I say, what do I do, what should I put in the report. No, you don't need to do that. It's all in here for you in the Prospector. So really, really nice. Now there is one or two other things too that I wanted to mention. Oh, also I wanted to mention too that while it's doing this prospecting, on my first run through, which was a few days ago, the feedback on how it was, the status, where it was in the process, was not as good as it is now. So I'm seeing Steve continuing to improve the application. He's a reputable developer, and so I think you're going to continue to see the application get better and better. Now also other things that come with it, you've got the mobile friendly test. So you can go over here and you can just put in a specific URL if you have somebody specific you want to check, and it will tell you your mobile friendliness there. So let's check this blog, and let's click analyze. So it lets you know what it's checking. Does it have the mobile view part set? How big is the text? Can it be easily read? Are the plugins compatible? Is the content width great? How far apart are the links? And then when it's done, it will come back and give us a little bit of a report. Okay, so now it came back and it tells me that my website is mobile friendly, and you can see a preview here of what it looks like. Now I probably, on looking at this, should probably narrow this this logo a little bit because it's not quite right there. Now it also says that my links are too close together, so that's something that I could work on. Even though it passed the test, there is something that I could do still to improve this a little bit. So that makes it really easy for you to just check individual websites and see what they're looking like. It's a really nice tool there. Now you've also got a mobile site builder that comes with it, and you can create websites. It's got you can put in the site name, the site URL. This site URL is what you want the mobile URL to be, and then the desktop so that it can redirect between the two. And then it's got an editor, an editing tool that you can do once you've created the sites. So that makes it really easy for you to create mobile-friendly websites, even if you don't know how. And then the last tool is the site auditor, and that gives you some other reports that you can do. So I did this report, so let's just, okay, so here is the report. Makes it so that you can share the report, so it's got a shareable link. And after reviewing the report, send the email to your client so you can send out this report. It's got contact address. That appears to be my email address. That shouldn't be showing up there. Well, that's interesting. That will be blurred out in the video. Thank you. So, local visibility, and you can see, this is really nice for the site auditor. You can see what kind of listing. So I don't have a Yellow Pages listing. I do have a Facebook page. No Yelp listing, no Bing, Google business listing, not there. I do have a Twitter account, and then you can add some keywords that maybe the website is going for, and it will check the rankings for you and tell you how that they're doing, how much is talked about your website on social networks, so you can see the number of Google Pluses, the Facebook shares, tweets, LinkedIn, Pinterest. You've got Majestic SEO metrics, and then it's got Insight SEO information. So do you have meta keywords? Is the length set? Are your headings set? It gives you information on whether the alt information. So it's got a bunch of SEO information. And then it's got some website compliance. So does it conform to different standards? Is it listed in DMOZ or Yahoo's directories? Number of pages that are indexed, where the server is located, etc. So it's a really complete audit of the site that makes it so that you can really fine-tune the services that you offer to the person who owns that site, develop a relationship with them, and become their consultant and really help them with their business, which of course you want to help them with their business, and they help you with your business by paying you for your services. And so it's a win-win. So I think overall, I'm going to have to say that I really like this particular tool. I think it is really good for local business SEO consultants. If you're not a local business owner, maybe you should get with somebody who can just provide you with the report from this, because you're probably not going to want to buy it, if you're only going to check your own sites. But for somebody who's working with a lot of other clients and helping them with their websites and with their SEO, this really is a tool that should be in your tool belt. So that's it for this video review of Cloud Prospect Machine. I'm sorry that it was so long, but as you can see, there's really a lot of features in here, a lot of really great stuff. And I think that this is just going to get better and better. I didn't really find too much wrong with it while I was in here. When I was the first day that I came in here and played with it, I did feel like it took a little bit longer to actually process the reports, and that there was a little bit less feedback. But I can't really say that now, because it looks like Steve has gone in and done some more work in here since then, and so most of those things that I would consider kind of minor usability issues are really gone. So if you're a local SEO consultant, I really encourage you to get a hold of your subscription, your access to this particular product. So that's it for this video. Hope you've enjoyed the honest review, and this has been Lisa Allen.